Hey, good morning. Welcome to Advisory Live for March 27th. I'm your host, Will Briganti. We're powered by Nasdaq IR Insight, and joining me as my guest today is Jack Menke from Nasdaq Advisory Services. Jack covers the technology, media, and telecom industries. Jack, thanks so much for being back on the program.
Glad to be here.
All right, it's good to have you back to talk about TMT. So
Yes.
What's happening with those sectors right now in the market?
Well, actually, when you had talked to Seth last week or
Yeah.
last month, it was all tech, and it's still going to be all tech,
all tech,
today.
yeah.
So, volatility is back. That's
Okay.
really the main driver over the past couple of months.
Yeah.
You know, back in the beginning of February, we saw the inflation fears with the jobs report, and due to the wage growth kind of spike, and that kind of sparked a sell-off in the markets, and all of a sudden, all of those losses were pretty much gone by the end of the month. And then you started to see Trump with his imposing trade tariffs with China, and that kind of sparked some more volatility and some more concerns on a macro level. And then over the past couple of weeks, it's obviously been the Facebook scandal. So that's really drawn a lot of attention to the tech sector in general.
Right. Yeah, of course. From an investor inflow and outflow perspective, are you seeing any kind of major trends as we head to the quarter close?
I mean, if you kind of continue with that whole volatility
Right.
narrative, if you actually look at Lipper fund flow data, ex ETFs, the inflow-outflow trend has actually alternated over the last 5 weeks. So it looks like investors are very trigger happy in regards to any type of rumors or any types of how the market is trading. So there almost really isn't any definitive trend that's been occurring over the last 4 or 5 weeks. It's just been inflows and outflows almost every day and every week. And you've actually seen that how tech stocks have essentially traded over that time period.
Okay. Now, as it relates to the investor relations professional, how would that or any other sort of topic that they should be mindful of right now, how is that impacting their sort of daily job?
Yeah, so obviously the dominating headline has been the Facebook scandal, and I think that is actually that's really kind of what we've seen, the first cracks in the foundation in terms of large cap companies.
Right.
You've obviously seen companies here and there with some company-specific events, whether it's earnings or M&A and activity.
Yeah.
But I think that the Facebook scandal is really going to bring a lot of kind of long-term implications, and I'm specifically talking about regulation.
Yeah, of course.
About a week ago, I think the EU proposed higher tax rates for digital companies that will kind of affect the kind of the larger cap companies, like an Alphabet or Microsoft.
Right.
It seems to be that those implementations are either maybe don't have as much grounds for implementing as of this point. But I think the whole Facebook scandal is really bringing attention to the whole regulation aspect, and I think that's going to have far more reaching implications for the tech sector in general. I think in the short term, it's just going to be a lot of noise, and I think when you look forward to the kind of next quarter's earnings, you're going to see a lot of noise just with the implementation of new taxes and the new ASC 606 accounting regulations. So I think in the short term, there's going to be a lot of noise. I think in the long term, though, that's really going to be, I think, where the attention is going to be paid towards.
Okay. Well, Jack, we'll leave it there for today. Thank you so much for your insight on TMT.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Good to have you back. Ladies and gentlemen, this was Jack Menke from Nasdaq Advisory Services. He covers technology, media, and telecom stocks. Thank you so much for joining in on today's Advisory Live. We'll be back to you later this week with another update. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Jack.
Thank you.
All right.